On October 8, 2018, Hurricane Michael underwent a 48-hour rapid intensification period where it went from a Category 1 hurricane to a Category 4 hurricane. By landfall on October 10, 2018 at 12:30 p.m. Central Time, Hurricane Michael was an unprecedented for the region Category 5 hurricane, making landfall near Tyndall Air Force Base, Florida. Hurricane Michael was the strongest hurricane in recorded history to make landfall on the Florida Panhandle. Landing with sustained winds of 161 miles per hour and a minimum pressure of 919 millibars, the storm was the fourth most powerful hurricane to hit the United States, spreading devastation far inland through many counties in northwestern Florida, from Bay County, Gulf County, Calhoun County, even through Jackson County and Leon County, where the state capital is located. Hurricane Michael was unique in that it maintained its major hurricane status all the way through the Florida-Georgia state line. As it entered Seminole County, Georgia, it was still a strong Category 3 hurricane. Across northwestern Florida and into the state of Georgia, Hurricane Michael was responsible for $25 billion in damages. These are the 31 voices of Hurricane Michael, representing the many unique experiences and perspectives of the community members who endured the storm and its impacts. Voices of hope, empathy, pain, lessons learned, grit, determination, and extensive insight into one of the most catastrophic hurricane seasons the Florida Panhandle has ever encountered. I'm meteorologist Melissa Thomas, and allow me to introduce you to
Hello, I'm meteorologist Melissa Thomas, here with another one of the voices of Project Hurricane Michael's Voice. Today we're speaking with Miss Nicole Courtney, and she has just expressed to me that she's not spoken about the storm until this interview with us and what she's been through. So what she's doing today is incredibly powerful, and beyond words, I can't put into words how grateful I am for her courage to speak with us today, to want to reach out and speak with us. So Miss Nicole, let's get this rolling. To start, I want to get a feel for how Panama City was home to you before the storm.
Oh, I've been here since I was 7 years old, and growing up here and watching it grow.
Yeah.
Panama City's just always been home. Everything's always been great and wonderful, and
since you were 7 years old, you've seen it.
I've seen
really
it grow.
The personalities
Change and grow, and watching everything get bigger and more people come in, and
yeah. That must have been an amazing experience.
It has been, because I came from a very, very small town.
Where'd you come from?
I came from Wadsworth, Ohio.
Oh.
Little bitty town with one stoplight, and it flashed.
and then you came here.
Yes.
And then you got to see just a little tourist town explode
Yes.
to a bigger tourist town.
It was kind of amazing.
So growing up here, then you've been through storms.
I've been through small storms.
Yeah.
Never anything like this.
Yeah. So hurricane season 2018 is rolling around. Pre-landfall of Hurricane Michael on October 10th, 2018.
Yes.
That summer, how are you feeling? Are you feeling prepared? How's that summer going leading up to October?
Everything was great. We had gone on vacation just before October. We had just come back from vacation like October 2nd.
Yeah.
You know, we thought we had everything ready.
Getting ready for the holidays.
Getting ready for everything to, had the kid back in school from our vacation.
Yeah.
We had our normal supplies ready. They said we had a hurricane coming. We were like, okay, it's going to be a Cat 3 when it hits. That's going to be, nothing for where we are.
Yeah.
And then, boom. And overnight, the cops are coming into the yard saying, y'all need to evacuate. Well, we couldn't because my wife works at the prison and had to be to work the next day in case something major happened.
She was essential personnel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, and backed out of the yard and left.
Now, what day is this? The day before? Or
This
2
was the
days?
day before.
This is the day before. Okay.
This was on the 9th.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, the 10th, it's a category 4,
Yep.
and we can't go anywhere.
Yeah. And at that point, it probably was safe.
It was probably
to
just
hunker down.
Yes. So we're in the house. We've got several animals, 10 dogs and 11 cats. We couldn't go anywhere anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Common theme. You weren't the only one.
No.
Traveling with animals is a very, very difficult situation to have to evacuate with.
So there was 5 of us in the house. And my mother works hurricane shift at the hospital. So I wasn't leaving her anyway.
So you got hospital workers, prison workers. You've got essential personnel all around you.
And we live in a double wide trailer.
Yeah. That's a whole new ball game. That is a whole new ball game to know that you rode this. Did you ride the storm out in the trailer?
Yes.
Girl, the strength you had a lot of strength to go through that. Yes.
So we're in the house. It's me, my wife, my sister, my nephew, and my 12-year-old son, along with our animals.
Yeah.
And when the storm hit, I've never seen anything like it. It was the scariest day of my life.
Yeah.
We had trees coming down. We have trees all around us. Well, we had trees all around us.
Yeah.
We got lucky and none of them fell on our house.
And you're located on the outskirts of Panama City, kind of up the highway in this like kind of rural area. So
Yeah, we live up in Brandonville,
you're
up behind
surrounded by trees.
up behind Sonic,
Yeah.
and we are surrounded by trees.
that could fly at your
Huge oak trees and pine trees, absolutely huge ones, and they all fell around our house.
thankfully.
How they didn't fall on us, we don't know,
Yeah.
but they fell around our house.
Yeah.
We had a pole barn across the street at the church. It came over and flew into the house, which threw our back stairs into the back door, which busted the window out,
Yeah.
which busted out one of our front windows, which caused our house to flood. We
Yeah.
had about a foot worth of water in the house.
I'm so sorry. Take your time.
We lost our carport. I watched it blow up and fly into the backyard.
Wow. So yeah. You
And it was
watched
held
that.
down. I watched it blow up and fly out.
Wow.
It was held down by 8x8 poles.
Wow.
We had a tornado go by the house, regardless of what they say about no tornadoes. There was a tornado that went by the house.
What
I
you
heard a tornado.
Yeah, I've heard.
I watched the tornado go by.
The way I look at that is, I've been looking at the reports, and they're being described as like little mini mesovortices embedded within the eye. But at the same time, I'm hesitant to tell someone they didn't see what they saw.
I saw a tornado
Yeah.
because it picked up the pole barn and threw the stairs in the house. Our trailer was lifted up and shifted. It didn't fly off. It didn't flip over. It didn't move.
Yeah.
The hurricane straps held it in place. We got extremely lucky
Yay.
in that our roof didn't rip off. We lost a lot of shingles. We had some holes in the roof.
Yeah.
We still have a house to live in.
Yeah.
Yes, we have damage. Yes, our trailer has been totaled.
Yeah.
We're waiting on our insurance company to pay out.
Yeah.
My son was in the room hugging one of the dogs, screaming for the devil to go away. He was 12 at the time.
Yeah.
He has recovered quite well from it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's so many questions in just that sentence that I want to definitely follow up on.
He's recovered quite well from it. He doesn't have any problems with storms when they come through.
Really?
Yeah.
That is awesome, because many adults do.
We've got one dog that had PTSD before the storm, and his has just gotten worse.
Yeah.
We've got another dog that we've since adopted that was at the prison
Oh, no.
during the storm.
Yeah, I mean, most adults are having.
Yeah.
And you're saying your son is not actually.
It's not actually having any problems.
Son.
I've got problems since
Yeah,
the storm.
yes.
I don't deal well with
Well,
storms
that's really
anymore.
good. I'm so glad that
Yeah, he's
adapted to the new situation.
Yeah.
Well, it seems.
He's handling it better than I am
Yay.
because I had to stay nice and calm and cool for him.
Yes.
I wasn't able to freak out.
Have that immediate processing.
Yes.
And yeah.
I had to stay cool and calm for him and keep him calm because everybody else was out in the living room with the windows breaking and trying to sop up the water and watching the storm come through.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep him calm while he's screaming for the devil to go away, watching the Weather Channel on my phone because we still had signal as it's coming through. And he heard him say, you know, put a helmet on. So he screams for his football helmet. He's got his football helmet on, squeezing one of the dogs to death, saying, please, devil, go away.
Oh. Yeah.
Because he's never been through a bad storm.
Yeah.
This was his first hurricane.
Now, a couple adolescents will have a big storm in their youth, and they go on to become meteorologists. This maybe is his storm if he seems so resilient to it, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe one day it sparks an interest in weather for him. But for a lot of us, it is quite the opposite. Yes, going through something like that, I've noticed the consensus is it's definitely hard when a storm rolls through for many in the community at the moment. And you're not alone in
This was my worst one. I've been through Andrew. I've been through Opal. I mean, I went through all those just fine.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing I've ever been through, and I will never do it again.
Nope. Getting out for the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
We bought an RV, and the next storm that comes through, we will pack that sucker up,
Yep.
and we will be gone.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. And as so as far as there's a couple things you had just said. It was your, you know, how well your son has adapted and his resilience in the face of what he went through. The insurance paying out. Okay, so I'm actually going to circle back to that once the
Go
flow
ahead.
kind of catches up to that part. But so you make it through the storm. The first day of the storm, what are you seeing when you're emerging? You're emerging from the storm. It's moved through. How are you moving through your experience with that? What are you witnessing and observing?
As soon as the storm majorly passes through,
Yeah.
we go outside and start taking survey of the neighborhood. We can't get out of the neighborhood at all. Trees are blocking every exit to get out. There's power lines everywhere. There's a trailer park that's down the road, and the trailer park's almost completely destroyed. Our next door neighbors have lost their whole brick house is almost completely all gone.
Yeah, it was interesting what the wind touched and what the wind didn't touch. So you had completely obliterated houses and standing trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same in these homes that are destroyed. If you look at footage too, the entire bathroom is just in shambles and in the open atmosphere because there's no walls anymore. But you still have your folded towels. You still have the paper rolls of paper towels on your, just untouched by the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
See, I was part of the CERT team during Charlie and Ivan
Really?
and Jean and Francis. So I've seen it all before.
So you have experience in damage.
Yes.
Hurricane damage.
I've seen it all before.
Yeah.
I've never personally experienced it all before.
How would you compare what you've seen as the search and rescue or search teams with those storms and the damage you were seeing with Hurricane Michael? I mean, that's a great perspective. We have not encountered
Personally
yet.
experiencing and being first on scene
Yeah.
are two totally different things.
Do you
You
think?
never understand what those people are going through until you go through it yourself.
Oh wow. That's
I have a totally different I have a totally different understanding for what those people went through now.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I understand how they were feeling and why they were getting so upset with the Red Cross and the Salvation Army and everybody else
I am
at the time.
so thankful you came out today and are wanting to share your story, because to me that is so powerful to be speaking with someone that was a part of first on scenes for prior hurricanes. You've been there digging people's stuff out and helping out, and now here you are in your own experience.
People were always upset because they weren't getting the help. And you are like, they're trying.
Yeah.
They're trying to get it there. They're trying to get it there. They're trying to get it there. As somebody that's now gone through it, you sit back and go, well, shit. They really aren't trying to help, is what you're feeling.
Yeah. It's hard to see past the limbo of not having solid deadlines, of not being on the other side
Yeah.
of the working gears trying to get there. You're just in limbo waiting.
Yeah, when you're sitting back and waiting and going, wow, they really do have so much they have to do, and you just have to wait until they have their timelines and their stuff in place, and there's nothing you can do. You can't get mad at them, even though you want to. I've learned through those 4 storms how to work the government side. And now, by going through a storm as somebody that has to work the system, I understand both sides of the storm.
Yes. Yeah.
I've been through it. It's not easy, either side of it.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that.
And for the ones that don't understand the other side, it gets so frustrating.
Yeah.
And even for the ones that do understand the other side, it's still frustrating.
Yeah, you're still sitting in
because you're still sitting there, you're still frustrated, you're still needing, but you still have to wait, even though you understand. It doesn't make it easier.
So you're a little bit more prepared moving into recovery.
Yes.
You're kind of like, you have experience to allude to what you're about to have to move through in the next couple of months, even a year. How did you navigate your next couple of weeks and months post Hurricane Michael with that experience and what you observed?
We made sure we had plenty of food. As soon as the stores opened up, we went and bought a camp stove because we already had a grill, and we had plenty of charcoal on hand. So we were able to cook the food straight out of the freezer before it went bad.
Yeah. Yep.
So we were able to eat. We had plenty of canned food on hand, and we had water on hand. We made sure we had plenty of water stocked up. We went and got MREs when they were available, so we had extra food to eat.
Yeah.
Because we had 5 people at the house.
Yeah.
We had to make sure we had plenty of food.
5 people and animals too.
Yes, and animals.
And animals.
When the stores opened, we went and got what we needed. We made sure we had plenty of food on stock. We kept everything stocked up so we didn't run out. The only thing we had to go get was a generator because we didn't have a generator. Yeah. And as soon as Sam's opened up, we went and bought a generator.
Were you able to get one?
Yeah.
As soon as they opened up?
Because Sam's opened up and they let everybody in.
Good.
We bought a generator. We kept that running to run the refrigerator. We were pretty set for the 2.5 weeks the power was out.
Yeah. So the power comes back on. And at what point in your recovery in the following months did you feel like, of course, there's no back to normal, but where are you feeling steadier legs? Like, where are you feeling a little more grounded? What was that mile marker for you, if you can recall? Maybe you have it. Maybe you don't have one yet, and that's okay.
We're somewhat steady. It took a few months.
Yeah, a few months.
Because it was cleaning the trailer out, getting everything, all the stuff that was bad, all the furniture that got wet, thrown out and slowly replaced. From the insurance company money, and them finally totaling the trailer and waiting. We're just waiting on them to send us the check to pay off the mortgage so we can get a new one.
So we're coming up on a year anniversary of Hurricane Michael. 10 months.
Yep.
10 months in, and you are still waiting for the insurance to process.
Yes.
And for you to check to get you. And now, when that does occur, are you getting You're getting a new home? Yes,
we're getting a new trailer. We're getting a new, bigger trailer.
Yes. That's going to be, I hope that rolls out as smoothly as possible for you.
The hardest thing is fighting with the insurance companies.
Yeah.
Is getting them to do what they say they're going to do. But our insurance company has been pretty good. The hardest thing has been getting them to get us the money for our trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've paid out relatively easy for our inside the possessions.
Yep. I'm right there with you. These allergies are getting me terrible, if you've noticed.
Yeah, they paid out relatively easy for the inside possessions. We've replaced everything that was damaged inside.
That's good.
Our trailer's still livable.
Yeah. So you just get that new, bigger home and transfer everything over. The little one's in school.
Yep, he's in school. He's in a portable school, but he's in school.
That's good. Well, what are your hopes for the future? As a nice little bow tie to this interview for Panama City, what are you hoping to see? Any particulars?
I hope it comes back and it comes back better.
Yeah. And
I think we can build through this.
And I think with community members such as yourself, especially with your experience in hurricane damaged towns, we will come back.
I mean, we've got some great groups and some great members and some great people out there that are trying to help everybody.
Yeah. And you're a part of that.
Yeah, I'm out there trying to help everybody the best I can.
So, well, Miss Nicole, thank you so much for taking the time to come out and speak today. My mind is blown. Sometimes when we're scheduling these interviews, me and interviewees, we'll talk about what they want to discuss pre-interview. Well, she kind of came in, like, we went blind into this. I met her. She told me for the first time, this is the first time she's speaking about it. That was mind-blowing. And then being someone that has helped search through hurricane damaged towns, did not see that coming. Just really, 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 really priceless for the project. Very valuable. But thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And I hope your recovery continues as smoothly as possible.
Thank you.